what is infill development? So I kind of came up with some of my own definitions here. Infill development or new home construction is within the existing urban boundary, and it includes development on sites not previously developed or can be the redevelopment of existing sites. So an example of that would be this photo here, where a house was removed, the land was divided in two, and then they built two duplexes here. And what is a land severance? Well, a land severance is taking an existing parcel of land and dividing it into multiple parcels of land with their own addresses that can be individually sold or held. Sometimes each parcel may have an existing building on it, but more often than not, this creates vacant building lots. So when I say it may have an existing building on it, by that I mean sometimes there are instances where you might have a semi-detached building or a row of townhouses that are all on one title. There are instances where you can come through and actually divide that up and have each individual unit be its own address, which always adds value. And so why infill and land severances? Well, infill development is one of the best ways to curb urban sprawl, which is also known as greenfield development. Greenfield development is quickly becoming frowned upon by governments and populations all over the world, largely due to negative environmental impacts and sustainability issues. So some of the main benefits of doing infill development as opposed to, say, greenfield development is governments are supporting infill development projects at levels we've never seen before in the past. Infrastructure is typically there, whether it be water, storm sewers, sanitary sewers, hydro, it's typically there, which can really reduce cost and help the simplicity of the project. And I find with some of these smaller kind of severance infill projects, they typically don't have a site plan approval component or any kind of rezoning components, which can let you move a lot faster. So there's typically four types of lot severances. There's a corner lot, which can be an exterior corner lot or an interior corner lot, and that's dependent upon where the existing house is located. This is important to know what kind of corner lot you're trying to sever, because an exterior corner lot will typically require more frontage and larger setback or side yard setbacks due to the proximity to the adjacent road. A side lot severance is kind of exactly what it sounds like. It's a property usually with the house off to one side, where you're able to sever off a portion of the other side of the property. A through lot is a property that fronts onto one street and it backs onto another street. In some instances, you may be able to sever off the rear yard onto the rear street to create a new building lot. And the last one is flag lots. So these lots have a narrow access and a larger piece of land at the rear. Although these do exist, they're not typically supported. They come with challenges around fire, postal, and infrastructure. So these do exist. They do happen from time to time, but typically cities and municipalities won't support flag lots.